Hey, hey, family. Can y'all hear me? Welcome to the show. Hey, girl, what's the tea? How you doing today? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Are you there? Girl, what's the tea? Hey, hey, is anybody in here? Just want to make sure you can hear me. Hold on. Okay, I think I'm up here on the page. All right, all right. So let me get started. So we got a lot to cover today. For those of you who come in here on a replay, go ahead and hit that like button before we get started. So let's see. What are you saying? Okay, you can hear me. Thank you, girl. What's the tea? Hey, no caller ID. How y'all doing? Now I'll be switching between pages. So if I miss you when you come in, I'll see you when I switch back over. Okay, because I haven't done this in a while, so I'm a little rusty, but we got a lot to cover today. Hopefully, it won't be too long unless y'all want to be here long, okay? So, look, so y'all know what this is pretty much about. I wanted to jump in on this conversation. I will be doing more videos, but you know what it's about today. It is about the Braxtons, right? Ashlee Braxton exposing the Braxtons family secrets. So, most of you know what has been going on in reference to Trina, or they suspect, let me say this, they suspect that what Ashlee is talking about, it is in reference to Trina. Trina is the auntie. Most people are suspecting that it is her because of the conversation that she had with Tawanda, right? I kind of thought that it might have been Toni. Nevertheless, the more that I looked into it, and and I have some of you on here who be sending me some tea. I think that it may be Trina, and I'm gonna show you the clip and show you why I think it might be Trina. Let me see who's in here. Hey, Linda Gamble. Hi, MLC. Hey, Babs. Hey, Keisha. I said hey to girl, what's the tea and no caller ID. Thank y'all for being here. I really appreciate you. But there's some other things that I want to focus on, that I want to talk about, because y'all know me. I tend to go in a whole other direction. Although I will talk about what everyone else has been talking about, I see things a little differently. But before we get started, how y'all like the thumbnail now, child? Because I would not be on screen anymore after all the nonsense that went on where I came from. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So we'll be having our own I have my own personal thumbnail made for us so that we can put commentary up and that you all will know that it is me. How y'all liking the thumbnail? Now hold on, let me see. So I'm about to get started. Let me just jump right on in it, okay? But before I get started, one of the main things is going on in this. Thank you, girl. What's the tea? I appreciate it. You love it, Linda. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate it, child. It ain't me, but I had it made specifically for us for this new channel so that we could have a totally different look and be separated from what went on over there on that old channel. Okay. So thank y'all. I appreciate that. Um, but I wanted to talk about this whole thing between Tamar and Toni. Let's start there. We know that Tamar and Toni is at each other's throat, and that there's a big problem with the sisters. Okay, there is trouble in paradise. Now I'm gonna go and put that clip up so that we can just look at it real quick. I got two little things up here that I'm putting up so that you all can see it. It's gonna be just a few seconds, not long, so we can refresh our memory. But what I want to ask you is, I want us to talk about who do you think is the problem, Tamar or Toni? Let me go ahead and play this clip real quick so we can go through it and you all tell me what you think. Give me a second. Toni said we need to have her on the show. Give me a second. I gotta switch over my screen. Y'all, I'm rusty. Bear with me. There we go. Here we go. Said we need to have her on the show. I told you we need to have Ashlee on the show. I never say that. Yes, I never said that. She's lying. Smell my mother. Don't swear your mother. I said just show her the Chiglin circuit, and we shouldn't do it. You said have her on the Braxton show. This is not the forum. You said that. This is not the forum. You said that. Don't you go there. Don't you go there. No. So in this little clip here, as you can see, and I want to talk about this too. People are saying that Toni is saying that Tamar was lying about the situation. Now, what I gathered was Toni said that the show was a chitlin circus. She was talking about the podcast. She was not talking about the Braxton show. And Tamar is outing Toni and saying, you said to have her on the Braxton show. And people are talking about how they are now using Ashlee as another storyline because, child, what do they really got going on? And I was talking to somebody that was close to me today, and, she brought up the fact that this is something similar to what happened with the nephew. Now, Ashlee's been on here. But I'm going to play what Ashlee had to say in reference to this. Now, before I play that, let me say this. Toni sent a cease and desist. Let me see what y'all saying in the comments. Looks fabulous. I thank you, MLC. I have peeped Toni. She want to throw a rock and hide her hand. That's what I believe, girl. What's the tea? That's exactly what I believe when it comes to Toni, right? Now, Toni sent a cease and desist to the niece as well as her father to Tamar. I'm sorry. Toni sent it to Tamar, and the father wanted to shut up his daughter. And my thoughts was initially, I said, well, is this Toni trying to shut her up because it was her ex-husband? Why would Toni try to shut the niece down? Especially now that for a lot of us, we believe that it was Gabe who had the problem, who sent the niece that message, right? Now let me switch over so I can then we can parlay over to why people think it was Gabe because of Trina. Let me take this down, and here we go.
I was absolutely devastated. I told you I'm sorry that this has happened to you, and I embraced you. But if there was something additional that you needed from me, why didn't you call me?
Now, if you remember, the niece said that she talked to her aunt. At first, her aunt embraced her, and then she pushed away and didn't want to have anything to do with her. And because of that, she felt isolated from her entire family. The entire family didn't want anything to do with her. Now, back to Toni. So I was like, okay, I guess it is Trina. But the question still is, why would Toni want to stop the niece from talking on Tamar's podcast? It made no sense to me why Toni would do this. But let me put up here what the niece also said, and then I'm gonna read something to you all in reference to the niece. When I tell you dirty little secrets, honey, this family got a whole lot of dirty little secrets, like a lot of families, except for they are well known. Okay, now let me put up what the niece said, and then I'll show you what she wrote, because the niece has been putting information out in reference to this for months, y'all, for months. Okay, and I did my research, so I'm gonna show you some things that you may not have seen. But first, let me let you hear what the niece had to say, what her opinion is about, her dad.
I told you that I was going to keep it real with you on this journey, that you were going to be in it with me, and I'm going to give you all some updates. So first update is that I got a message yesterday from my Faja, and he said to zip it up tight, don't speak. I know just what you're saying, don't speak, girl. And that he lawyered up, and that I shan't speak of his name or the household and other things, etc., and that he will take legal action. That doesn't mean that I'm going to stop, that I'm going to be silenced. Everyone has the right to tell their story, and everyone has the right to say whatever it is that they want to say. So I made a really good YouTube video, kind of like just updating y'all about like how I've been feeling, because this is just what happens also when you decide to tell your story, that not everybody's going to agree with it. Not everybody's going to like it. Not everybody is going to, cheer you on. And it's a roller coaster. There's going to be moments where it is super awesome and amazing. And then there's just moments where you just don't feel good. But I talk a lot about having emotional intelligence. So if you head over to my YouTube, in the video, I also put a link of a worksheet that shows all the different types of emotions. We have to have emotional intelligence, and we have to understand what we're feeling, where we're feeling in our body, why we're feeling it. So
let me stop right there. Okay. Now, before I put this up, I should have put this at the beginning. Let me put this up real quick. Okay. Because this is going to get deep. Okay. Hold on for a second. This is a YouTube disclaimer for sensitive content, okay? This video is for commentary, discussion, and educational purposes only. The views expressed are based on publicly available information, clips, and personal opinion. The topics discussed may include sensitive subject matter, and viewer discretion is advised. All individuals mentioned are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. The host does not make any definitive claims about the truth or falsehood of the statements, but provides analysis and commentary. If you or someone you know has experienced trauma or AB, please seek support from a licensed professional or call the appropriate helpline in the area. Okay. Now that I put that disclaimer up, let me show y'all what Denise has put up. Right. This was what was sent out. Was she sent because she had been communicating with her mother? Okay. I mean, yeah, with her mom. Hold on. Let me see if I want to start here. If I want to start back this way. Give me a second. I got a couple of these. Okay. So the niece has been writing Ashlee. That's her name. Okay. That's the brother's. I think his name is Michael. That is his daughter, one of his daughters. The other daughter, if you all don't remember or don't know, the other daughter passed away. Okay. She was close to Tracy and she passed away. So she says, Mom, thank you for writing me and thank you for explaining this to me. I will talk to Lauren about this. Now, this was in 2018 before her sister passed away. So this girl has been reaching out to her mother. We're in 2025. You see, this is 2018. Okay, so I'm showing you this because there's a history behind this. And this family has been hiding, have had a lot of dirty little secrets. So, see, this goes beyond just what happened with Gabe, because not taking anything away from him, supposedly, I'm going to say allegedly Gabe because it hasn't been revealed yet. Whichever auntie whose husband sent her those messages, it goes way beyond that. She said the messages that was sent, it was not physical. It didn't get physical. He didn't touch her, but he sent the messages, not making that any lighter because, of course, it was a violation on his part. He was a grown man. She was 16 years old. However, I noticed that the family and the social media is focusing on a message that was sent by one of the auntie's ex-husband. But this is, to me, the bigger issue right here, what's going on with this girl and what has happened inside her household. Now it makes sense why Toni wanted to shut her down and why her father wanted to shut her down. If this is true, allegedly, this is from Ashlee. Okay. These are messages that she supposedly allegedly sent. And she's talked about this as well. But I wanted to bring some of the messages that was supposedly sent out, right? She says, unfortunately, I understand what you mean when you talk about my father and Catherine. I remember all of the nasty things she said about you. She tried to make us believe all these nasty things. But as I grew older, I never did. My whole life with Catherine was hell. Now, her mother left at some point when she was very young. She took her name off of the birth certificate, which, child, I ain't never heard no mother do that before, but I guess, look, anything can happen. And the father remarried. I'm assuming this is Catherine, that the father remarried, and Catherine put her name on the birth certificate. But this is what she's saying about Catherine. My whole life with Catherine was hell. She was extremely AB, physically, mentally, and emotionally. She made Lauren and I's life living hell. The emotional strain after so many years caused me to leave too. I'm not at all surprised at all that they would do something like that. I have to ask though, was my dad AB to you too? This is what she's asking her mother. Is this the reason why you left us? She's trying to seek answers. He was extremely physically AB with Catherine, and once I had threatened to call the cops, and he picked me up by my neck and put me up against, and then threatened me to mind my own business. I'm not trying to bash my father, but I am saying that I can understand. I'm actually not very close to him. After years of telling him all the nasty things Catherine did to us, he never left her. All he would do was, y'all see, BEAT her up. I'm not sure all of the details if they are separated or not, but they still live together and are together. So for me, it was like he chose her over his kids. My siblings are not close. My siblings and I are not close. In fact, Lauren and I are not close and don't really speak at all. I'm still dealing with all of the emotional pain of Catherine and my dad. So I can understand you when you said you just had to walk away from it because really it was terrible. I am your daughter, and I know you may not know me, but whatever you are going through, it is not a burden to me. I would like to hear your story because I do not think it was as easy. It was an easy life for you. I would like to know more about you and your family, if that is all right with you. If not, I truly understand, and I only send happiness and love. Now, she is under the impression or thinks that her mother walked away, took her name off of the birth certificate, and wants nothing to do with her or her sister even now. Okay. Her mother has two other children. Her father and the stepmom, the evil stepmom and the evil daddy, has two other children as well. And she's been reaching out to her mother to see if her mother wants to have a relationship with her. I think this is important because this young lady has been through a lot. And although the big storyline is about the auntie and the husband, whoever he may be or was, this is the bigger issue here. This girl has dealt with a lot her whole entire life, okay? And it has come inside their home, allegedly, according to what she's saying. So why would Toni try to stop her from talking and shut her down? And why would her dad say, zip it up, or lawyer? Oh, I'm going to lawyer up. It makes sense, right? Let's go over this one. She says, how are you? This is 2020. So the other one was what, 2018? This is 2020. How are you? I hope you are doing well and staying safe amidst the COVID situation. I wanted to reach out to you again and just ask a few questions. Please understand that my intentions are not to create any chaos in my life, in your life, but I hope you can understand how family secrets actually play a huge part in mental health. And after Lauren's death, I have committed myself to become a better person. One of my tasks is to reach out to people and address situations where I feel uneasy or have not fully processed. I hope you know that you don't have to respond, but I hope you know as well that your response would mean a lot to me. Whenever I asked my dad about you, about why you left, he always said, I don't know why she left. As a child, it was completely unsettling. I created this fear in my life where I always have been afraid to fully commit because I always felt like on the other side, the opportunity was just going to leave. Now that I am becoming a woman, I realize that as a mother, you wouldn't have left without good reason. I hope whatever it was, you would feel comfortable enough to tell me. I do not know what situation you were in, but it feels as if whatever it was extremely hard for you as well. There was one point where I found out that you and dad were seeing each other for a bit. It was hurtful because after so long, it seemed as if you two hated each other. So it didn't make much sense. I am not sure if you feel anything towards Lauren and I, but I would like you to know and understand that there is no anger or judgment or hard feelings on my end. I'm just looking to close up unanswered questions. Unanswered questions. Would you be willing to try to have a relationship? I am coming of age where I would love to have a mother figure to ask questions to. I would like to have kids someday, and I would love your advice on being a mom and what to do, etc. I also would like to get to know my brothers and be a sister to them. After Lauren's death, I realized my role as a sister. I am not very close with Michael and Conrad. That's the father's other two children by the evil stepmom. Granted, I don't try enough either, which I am making a promise to myself to work on. But I would also like to get to know your sons, my brothers, too. There are also a lot of things I don't know about you that could help me with my own health or getting to know myself and where I came from. It's important for me to know my family and family history. Was dad violent towards you. Dad was really VO. I don't want to keep saying the word because of YouTube. Y'all see what it's saying? VOLENT in the household. Let me repeat that. Dad was very, you know what, in the household. And I was wondering if he was this way towards you. I am writing a letter to him and asking him the same question. In my mind, I always thought that this was the reason why you left. I am not sure, but hey, it's time to ask those questions. This email may come as a shock, but I am working hard on myself to be outright honest, and it's a little blurry, y'all. I'm right honest about what and who I am. I am proud and grateful. So you see what she's saying. She keeps reaching out to her mother because she's trying to get some answers. What are y'all saying in the comments? Because I see y'all saying something in the comments. Hold on. Let me get on here. I have peeped Toni was wrong. She want to throw rock and hide her hands. Hey, Real Talk with Grace and Mercy. How y'all doing? Hey, Miss Z, this is so eye-opening. There's a lot of generational trauma in that family. Yes, Miss Z, it is. And this girl has been dealing with this, y'all. It is bad. When I tell y'all, and I know the people are focusing on, to me, the whole thing with the auntie and the husband, whoever that may have been, yeah, that was bad. But this is even worse. She has done with a whole lot. She's dealt with a whole lot. This is this is sad. Hey Lala, yes, it is sad. But you know me, I wanted to bring a different perspective on what it is that I found out. Now hold on, I got one more, and then I'll go back to the videos because I just want to tie all this together, right? So you can hear what she had to say. Now and again, this was another one that was in 2018. So you see, she's referencing her mama, Cuckoo Mama. That means hello, mom, in French. First, I just want to say thank you for this moment. It's one I've dreamed of for a long time. And also, I do not mean to cause any drama or harm to you or your family. I want to know so much about you, but first, I will give you an update on me. After high school, I moved to Los Angeles and worked as a swim instructor and a nanny. After 2 years of that, I worked for Toni. So you see, she did work for Toni. So Toni was not one of, so we can eliminate Toni. Like I said, most people think that is Trina. I was her executive assistant and even sang backup backgrounds for her with Trina, Tracy, and Tawanda. After a while, I wanted a change of life, so I moved to Paris. I've been here for 3 years now, and I am attending business school here. It's only my first year, but better late than never, right? How are you? I would like to know more about you. It's been a long time without you, and I hope you are well. I'm sure this can be difficult for you, but I'm hoping it won't be. I would like to get to know you and hopefully have you in my life and make up for lost time. I have no hate, no resentment, or hard feelings towards you. The only sadness I have is not knowing why you left Lauren and I. But I always told myself that no matter what anyone said, I wouldn't have resentment towards you because I do not know your side of the story. So please, if you could, would you tell me why you left? No matter your response or reasoning, I hope we can grow and I can get to know you. Every girl deserves their mom, and since you have left, no one has or will ever replace you. Sending you much love. Now, she's had to deal with the trauma, what has gone on in that household with her piece of a, you know what, father and the woman he married. And she's trying to get a relationship with her mother, but her mother may have been traumatized too. And this may be why she left or part of the reason why she left. And she thinks it is part of the reason why she left. Now, and again, she says she got a warning from her dad that he was going to get some lawyers if she chose to talk. Now, I don't know if she's going to tell her whole story on the Braxtons, but this girl done already told her story. And I'm going to show y'all something. Okay, hold on. Let me play this part. This is what she's saying in reference to Tamar. Now, I know there's people who feel like Tamar is in the business. She's stirring up some mess. I think most people are appreciating the fact that Tamar has given her, a space to come and talk. She was initially supposed to go on Tamar's podcast, which I didn't even know Tamar had. I'm going to have to go find the podcast. But she wasn't able to come onto the podcast because Toni sent a cease and desist. Okay, I believe. Now all that's going to be revealed. Tawana says she didn't do it. Trina says she didn't do it. So who else is left other than Toni? And this is why Toni is pissed off and jumped up and is upset because Tamar is exposing her again. Why would Toni send a cease and desist unless it was she was the auntie and it was her ex, which I don't believe now. I believe it was Trina, but I believe Toni is protecting her brother because these women, I believe, all knew. Now, let me play this, okay?
The fact that she,
hold on, let me go back.
Date is that I got a message yesterday from my Faja, and he said to zip it up tight, don't speak. I know just what you're saying. Don't speak, girl. And that he lawyered up, and that I shan't speak of his name or the household and other things, etc., etc. And that he will take legal action. That doesn't mean that I'm going to stop, that I'm going to be silenced. Everyone has the right to tell their story, and everyone has the right to say whatever it is that they want to say. And I'm coming to the US January 28th to Atlanta to do Tamar's live podcast show. Now, before anyone says anything, please let it be known and let it be clear that as I am in this journey and in this process, and as I'm healing and trying to understand all of this stuff, that it feels really good to have a family member behind me, okay? So please, before anyone says anything, let me have that. It's been a really long journey, and it's been a really long journey of not having people behind me. It's been a long journey of people not believing me. It's been a long journey of what do I even say? How do I say it? It's been such a long journey. So no one also owes me anything in this, but the fact that she supported me from the jump, the fact that she, I also just couldn't just leave. I couldn't just, I live in Spain. I can't just get up and leave. So she also just made it so accommodating, herself, her team, for me to be there, for me to just she told me that I can say whatever it is that I want to say. It is she just supports.
Now, you hear that? Tamar is letting her tell it all. That means if she is going to come on in and tell about her dad, which I believe she is because she's already told it. Now, I showed y'all the letters that she put out there that she sent to her mother. This is supposed to be her letters. Her name is on it. Unless somebody was sick enough to do this, it's supposed to be her letter. And it aligns with what she's been saying. I'm going to show you another video, right? Where you can see what she said personally herself that aligns perfectly with those letters that was put out. But she is saying that Tamar is giving her a platform to say whatever she wants. And would the Toni Braxton want this to be out there, especially if they all knew what their brother allegedly had done and nobody did anything? Because remember, Tamar said she told her family what happened to her, and they all told her they was not going to help her. Okay, this is what she said. Now I'm going to show you what this girl said, because this girl went to the church and everything, and the same thing happened. Nobody wanted to help her, just like what happened to Tamar. But let's go on.
And that right there already feels really nice. It's really not anyone's job to
You go back so you can hear that again.
Told me that I can say whatever it is that I want to say. It is she just supports. And that right there already feels really nice. It's really not anyone's job to be there, but just the fact that she is really cool. And I know that I decided to leave the US. I decided to move across the world. I also just, that's just my personality, who I am.
Now, I do get this, don't trust Tamar. Look, a lot of people feel that way about her MLC, but whether Tamar is doing this for the right reason or the wrong reason, the most important thing is that she gets to tell her story. She gets a platform to tell her story. She has been seeking how to get her story out there for the longest. Okay, y'all see how long those messages were. Now, let me transition for a minute and take this down, and I'm going to show you all something else. Because, see, I like to show what it is being talked about. You know, if I can find the evidence, I like to show you the evidence. Hold on, give me a second, and let me transition